Did you know Cleopatra was closer to the age of the internet than the time when the pyramids were built? And not just this, the pyramids are practically built with ancient secrets. Pyramids are possibly the most famous building ever. These huge structures were formed mostly as tombs for the ancient pharaohs and their queens. On the outskirts of Cairo stand the largest structures known to mankind. And we are so confused by them that they are labeled one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Learn exactly why we are so overwhelmed by the pyramids in the newest episode of History Explained, the Ancient Pyramids of Egypt. Number 1. We still don't know how pyramids were built. We might know a lot of the past, but their building techniques are a huge mystery to us. You might think, why is that? A lot of people in the past built structures. Well, take into consideration that the Great Pyramid of Giza is made of 2 million limestone blocks, each weighing tons more than elephants weigh. Keep in mind that the Egyptians did not have cranes or other construction machinery, yet they managed to build tombs that were the tallest buildings for 3,800 years. And they managed to do this 5,000 times over. Of course, the hoisting of these blocks on top of each other is a mystery in and of itself, but the pyramid's entire architecture is mind-blowing. The temperature inside is constantly 20 degrees Celsius. The phenomenon is one that was not replicated by our builder, who has 2 degrees and 0 capabilities compared to the ancient Egyptians. And ancient Egyptians didn't just build on a whim, they were precise, down to 0.0 degrees. This was done by using constellations to align with the pyramids. All of these crazily interesting facts only raises conspiracy theories, whether aliens built these ancient structures. Number 2. Pyramids were the source of the formation of trigonometry, which might give you a reason to hate them. Trigonometry is the measurement of triangles, their angles, lengths, etc. This was achieved by Thales, a brilliant mathematician. He actually went around asking Egyptian priests the exact height of the pyramids. Nobody knew, of course, so he did what any sane person would do, and figured out a way to measure it himself. We won't go into much detail about how he did that, but he used the concept of similar triangles, and he was extremely right. So this is one of the first ways trigonometry was used, kids. See, it's not completely useless. Number 3. The ancient Pyramid of Giza is an alarm clock. The Egyptians were people of incredible accuracy in measuring time for that era. They could look at the stars and predict the flooding times, amongst other events. So it comes across as a pretty obvious fact that they would have an alarm clock. Let us explain exactly what an alarm clock is made of so you can identify these features in the pyramids. First of all, it needs a clock face, which is always a circle, and if we connect all outer points of the pyramid fields, a circle is formed. Next, it needs a mark where the clock starts. That's the 12-hour mark on most watches. For Giza, it's the Great Sphinx. After that comes the mechanism of moving the clock hand. The time duration for the clock hand we are used to is 12 hours. For the pyramids, it's 26,000 years. That's because their clock hand was the constellation called Orion's Belt. This is possibly the most fascinating clock ever created. Number 3. The pyramid's location. The pyramid's location is based on their belief system. Ancient Egyptians were very superstitious. They followed many traditions, the most famous being mummification. And even though a lot of building decisions stemmed from accurate sciences, the location of where pyramids were built was left entirely up to mythology. As mentioned before, pyramids were essentially tombs for pharaohs, and they believed that where the sun dies is where they will reconnect with its warmth, and the Egyptian god of the sun, Osiris, will give them eternal life. And where does the sun die? Towards the west. So pyramids were built on the west side of the River Nile. Number 4. Early pyramids were flat. That sounds wrong. We named a pointy, 3D-shaped pyramid after these structures? But apparently, the very first pyramids were flat-topped. In fact, one of the oldest monuments in the world, the Pyramid of Djoser, is made up of stepstones. It looks like a square-based multi-tier cake. Actually, this style of building was very popular in ancient times. One such building is a temple in Indonesia. Still, we don't care. Pyramids should be pointy. Number 5. They were made to be practical, but also famous. There was obviously a ton of thought given towards making the pyramids an overwhelming mystery to even the most talented researcher. But there was also a lot of effort put into making them pretty. They were made from limestone and were polished for many hours, so that it reflected the sun and made the pyramids seem like a huge jewel. For this reason, the pyramids were also made to face north. Number 6. They were completely robbed. Even though during the rule of the pharaohs, no one dared plunder the tombs of the previous ruler, when other invaders came, they targeted small pyramids. They destroyed the structures, or attempted to, and took the treasures to their countries. In fact, most of their pyramids were fully robbed around 3000 BC. Some of the invaders even wanted to destroy the entirety of the pyramids, but thankfully, they were intimidated by such strength. If they did destroy them, we would have lost these interesting facts about pyramids, and what a loss it would have been. So do you think the ancient Egyptians were actually that clever? Or some of these are just happy coincidences? Let us know in your comment section below, and we'll pin the best one. Subscribe to our channel. We post the best educational videos and time-back guarantee if you don't like them, which is impossible. Honor the pyramids and return to History Explained for more videos. We'll be waiting.